And I am here, everyone. Author D.L. Tillery, the Mistress of Horror. I am a little bit late because of technical difficulties. My computer decided it wasn't going to act up right today, so that was fun. But I did finally get it situated after being 30 minutes late. So I'm going to stream 30 minutes after. I usually stream from 6 to 8, but I'm going to be streaming from 6:30 to 8:30 tonight because, yeah, gotta love tech. My computer decided today was going to be using up my CPU, my memory, and that's because of lovely when was it Microsoft Edge. It's going to just have a bunch of background stuff and then Norton's as well at the same time. So I had to do some cleaning up because of its silliness. I really cannot. Anyway, I am here and we are doing 30-minute sprints tonight, as I tend to do on my live streams. I am here every Tuesday and Sunday at 6 usually to 8. If I by chance am late a little bit, I still will be here nonetheless because it is my streaming time. I in between of my sprints, I tend to do chatting, talking here and there of different things and topics, things like that. I I'm going to be working on. I think I'll put Caliostro Book 2 to the side for tonight. I'm going to probably work on the ending for the room within. I'm just cleaning it up a bit because I I want to just make sure that the ending ends the way I would like it to. I have wrote a loose ending when I did the first draft, so I'm kind of working through the second draft for it, and it's a sequel to The Room Within. As I said, it's called Trapped Within. When I released it, though, I was thinking about doing, you know, a re-release together, so it becomes like one short story all the way. Because it's Room Within. What the first part is pretty much it's short. It's a short story, but it's very short in my opinion. Fractals is much longer. So, excuse me, it would be much, I think, better to release it all together and solo for people who already purchased the room within. Um, but yeah, so I think I'm going to go with that. Bars, so it's gonna be like two separate versions of it released. And I think that that will work out pretty well if I did it that way. So I'm gonna go with that. Anywho, let's go ahead and jump on the first sprint, and I will be back in 30 minutes. So if you do end up popping in here and writing with me, let me know what you're working on in the chat. Say hello when you do get here. If you end up watching this on replay, then you can leave me a comment in the comment section, and I'll see you in 30 minutes. Pull up this spot. Oh, not you. Go away. Thank you. Share screen. Yes, I'm going to use the Goddess timer tonight for the first one. All right, see you in 30. And we're back from the break. All right. Yeah, I managed to round up Room Within to the Trap Within, which is See What the Room Within. I managed to round up the document and look through stuff because I haven't opened it for a minute. And yeah, um, I think I forgot that I decided a while back, like a year ago, that it was a longer series than just the two parts. It's I think is it 6 parts? Let me look. Yeah, 6 part series, all shortly told, but connected nonetheless. Um, so that'll be fun to write. I have it all planned out, and I forgot that I decided to do that a while ago. Uh, so Trap Within is a sequel to The Room Within, but there is books after that. Um, so I just was going through all the different things I had on that, notes and things, and just got to open the document and writing some of the rewriting some of the ending for Trapped Within. Um, but I will talk more about The Room Within and Trapped Within when I come back from the next sprint. I'm going to talk about on this little short break my virtual book tour that I decided to do last year. Caliostro, which you see on the screen now, released December 5th, which was my birthday last year. And I wanted to do a virtual book tour because I'm not a very much in person anymore type of person. So I decided to do a virtual book tour. So that means doing author interviews, doing book interviews, getting on live streams with others to talk about Caliostro, different podcasts possibly. So just been trying to line some things up. And I have managed to stuff coming up. I have two virtual spots this month coming up next week. That's why I'm mentioning on this stream. Uh, one with books purse. I don't want to say her channel name wrong. Books, Gurs, and Purrs. I always forget the Gurs. And I have that one coming up relatively soon. Let me add the image that she gave me. Actually, I already have it up here. So this interview is scheduled for the 28th. It is a author interview, book interview type situation for Caliostro, myself. So I'll be doing one of Books, Girls, and Purrs, the interviews on there, which I'm really excited to do. So I get to talk about Caliostro and things like that, which is awesome. I love talking about the book. So it'll be great to do. So that is the first virtual um, thing on my schedule for this year. And I have one that's like right after that. But I will go ahead and show the little upcoming spots that I have. So I have, like I said, the 28th was a book interview, and then on the 30th of March, I have two back to back author interview on Rita's channel. She is a author herself, and she does a series where she interviews authors, and I'll pull her channel up right now. Let me pull her up. I came across her not too long ago, and I want to share her channel. Let's see. I know I watched her video recently. She has really good interviews. I really love her energy, and I want to make sure I show that. She had a recent author interview, and I'm gonna share the screen one real quick, fast. Share screen. There we go. I'll share this real quick. So, Rita Selena, I want to make sure I'm saying her last name right, does author interviews, and this is one she just did not too long ago. So I will be on here with her actually coming up. So that is the second spot you saw here for the 30th, March 30th. And then I have a live stream with SD Houston on the 27th. We'll be doing a live stream now. We're probably just going to be doing some sprint stuff, but then I'll talk about Caliostro in that setting. So after that, I know I have a Q&A type video that I'll be releasing about Caliostro for another virtual spot in May. And I'm still trying to line up each month. I want to at least have 1 to 2 interviews or podcasts or something like that for each month, all the way up till possibly the release of the second book, if I can, or at least a couple months before the second book would release. So I'm thinking like all the way up until like September or something. So then we have time to start talking about book 2 and advertising for that release. It's probably going to be something looking around a release of November to December again to make sure I have enough time for everything. So anyway, that's the plan. So, all right, let's jump on another sprint and we will have a chat about Room Within, Trap Within when I come back. Let's see which timer. Let's go with a romantic timer this time. All right, see you in 30 minutes. And that's time. All right. Let me know how you did with that sprint if you were writing with me. Let's get the new image up on the screen here. Actually, I need to grab that. Let me just switch off to this while I'm grabbing the image that I want. Mm-hmm. All right. Image file here. There we go. Hello, Jocelyn. Thank you for giving a like. I appreciate it. So, like I said, as we'll talk about the Room Within series, which is the one I'm writing and working on tonight. As you know, the Room Within Part 1 came out, now 21, maybe? 24, about 4 years ago. Roughly, it will take a month or two. And it was originally going to be a 2-part series, I think over a year ago. I added to it. Someone will say, well, why didn't you just put it all together? It's quite, it may be short stories, but they are connected. They also need to be released individually for context, more or less. Excuse me, oh, you already somewhere. But as you know, I've talked about Trapped Within, which is the one I'm working on right now. These are the other ones I haven't mentioned yet. I don't have Trapped Within up here because since I've already talked about that one quite a bit. That's the one I'm working the end of right now, which was the one that will come out this year. After Trapped Within, we have Removed from Within, No Longer Within, Once Loved Within, and Blood Drenched Within. I thought it ended up being more of a 6-part series for variable reasons. uh, and I will give one thing away. The first book, as you know, the main character is Daniel. And in the second one, Trapped Within, it is still Daniel. And then in the third one, it is still Daniel. Then it's going to shift to Delata, who is the villain in the first 3 books. It shifts to Delata, No Longer Within, Once Loved Within, and Blood Drenched Within. So, for those following the series, they will be interested into what happens throughout that. But I hope that they enjoy it nonetheless. So, anyway, that's what I'm working on book 2 right now. So, I like the series because Delata is so twisted, and she was the first introduction for everyone into the Caliostro world. Really, the first character you do meet. Mine is Daniel, who's just a mortal, so he's not like a prominent character, and Delata is. She is in the Caliostro books. She has her own side stories, and this being one that's pretty much her as well. So I do hope that those who liked the series already will continue to hang with it. I always like to hear what people think of the stories once they've read them. But yeah, I I'm enjoying writing it. It's funny when you've written something for a while and you stop before you write the end. So you have to really go back and read everything because you left off. You know what I mean? Which I don't really recommend doing ever. And I've done it plenty of times in the past. Hence why I don't recommend it. When you step away too long, you do have to go back and read the entire thing before it's finished. So in order to make sure you refresh your mind, even if you have an outline, you still need to go back and read everything. And that's where I'm at right now. So I wrote a little bit and I was like, let me just reread everything just to make sure I'm still on the same page. You know what I mean? So that's what I was doing on that sprint. So I didn't really get any words. So much that I was just rereading Trapped Within, which is currently sitting at about 5,000 words, which my short stories tend to be between when there's solo release, except for the Room Within bought one. That was very small and it had to be because it was put in a anthology that had a word limit, which I think was around 3,000. So Room Within falls around that. Second one is definitely going to fall between my average, which is between 5,000 and 8,000. That's generally where I write most of my short stories. And it can go to 15,000, but again, that's my novella territory. So I'm thinking that this one will definitely be a 8,000 leaning because it's already at about 5,000 and I still have to write like the ending. So that's what I'm looking at. But anyway, uh, that's what I'm doing tonight. That's what I'm working on. That's what I'm looking at. So that's that. But again, if you are going to be hanging with me on Tuesday, you'll see this again when I talk about my book tour, virtual book tour. I do have, again, a couple dates coming up this month. On the 28th, I will be having my first book interview with Books, Girls, and Purrs on her channel. And then I will be having another author interview with Rita Selenia over on her channel. And then I have a live stream chat with SD in April. I do have something planned for May on my channel. I could have other interviews set up by then, but I would like to continue to do my virtual tour until September-ish. But then I'll be focusing on book two's release. So I don't know if I'm doing a Kickstarter for this one or not. We'll see. I don't really know. A Kickstarter is a lot of work. Not gonna lie, I didn't one already. So we'll see what happens with that. I don't know. But nonetheless, that's what I'm doing. Anyway, let me go ahead and do another sprint, another 30-minute. And let's see here. Let's see what kind of St. John's is sometimes rereading is a great help. Yeah. That to me is a must if you've been away for too long, if you stepped away for a couple years for like what you wrote already. I mean, you could have changed as a writer, which I have grown, of course, as a writer. So I definitely would always go back and reread to see if I'm on the same page mentally and see if that's where I still want to go. Take the series, because you change, you just do, and you get better. Your mindset of where you like to end, how you like to end your stuff. Maybe you have a different thought process of where the story should go, where the character should go. So always good to go back and read just to see what's up. But yeah. All right, let me go and see which one I have here. I think I have I have the Caliostro timer up here. Let me do a screen share. All right, I will see you in 30 minutes. Happy writing. And that's time. All right. Alrighty then. I did read more of Trapped Within, so getting there. Oh, it's coming back. You definitely have to read. Like if you stepped away so long, like I think it's been, whew, I guess 2 years since I probably wrote Trapped Within. So and I have to write the ending. So you gotta go back and read. That's just how that works. So I don't didn't get to write much tonight, but I'm prepping for that because I have to read everything just to get back where where things are, so that way I can actually get to the writing heavily part. Sprint hopping, cool. Yeah, I guess with a lot of people sprinting, mine are always on Sundays and Tuesdays, so I don't really know everybody else's schedule. I just kind of like come across sprints and stuff when I'm looking around. So I don't know anyone's for sure schedule. I think only one I know for sure. Um, of course, SD Houston. I know her schedule. I'm not sure about. Uh, there are some other ones that I do know about, but I'm not sure about them off the top of my head. So, but that's kind of like the thing. So I don't know everyone's schedule. So we all kind of have our schedule, but I don't know what everyone does. Usually, I yawn tonight. I ain't gonna sleep apparently. Mm. We don't have enough time for another sprint. Um, but if you are working on anything, you can let me know what your next projects are in the chat. I am once I finish Trapped Within, I'm going to go back to finishing Caliostro Book 2. I do plan to try to get that finished by the end of April is the idea. So I'm going to give myself this last week of the month to just make sure I got room Trapped Within where I want it to be, and then full focus on Caliostro getting that done. Because I want to get it into the alpha stages right after I finish it. So want to get that moving. Still on the fence about my cover though for book 2, because it's going to definitely cost me about $1,500 for the cover from my current cover artist. And I really, again, if I don't go with Dusa and Malkovich, then I'll have to change book 1's cover. So there is that. So if I'm not going with him, I'm just going to do it myself anyway. So that means I would have to make 2 book covers, and might as well go ahead and make the third one as well. We'll see. Because if I do, and I'm guesstimating 1,500, it could be a little bit more than that. Because I only had 2 characters on the cover last time. This one would call for 3 if Doosan does it. So I'm not sure. It really depends. Because dropping that kind of money, even if I do like a payment plan like I did with the first time, is still like, he even broke it down to like 6 months, so like $250 a month. That's not accounted for bills, but I have that probably to flex around on stuff that's irrelevant. But I don't want to know if things could change. I don't want to like do the down payment and then something goes awry, especially with all the rockiness of the U.S. right now. Stuff going up and down. It's really annoying. So I don't know. Playing with the idea. We'll see what happens. I'm not too sure, really, like on that. So I really, really, really want to stick with the current artist for sure. Like I really do. I don't want to change at all because that's the cover artist that I wanted. So he's a really, really great person too. So circumstances. And I know a lot of the current trend for book covers is very like different than what I have, to be honest. Like, yeah, it definitely is. As I noticed, like the trends that are running in dark fantasy romance or just dark fantasy in general. And I think that some books that look similar, I guess, to my design choice, but majority or not. So it's kind of like, yeah, it can fit, but like, you know what I mean? If I go the other way, more like typograph or object typograph or whatever, might be better for the genre. I don't know. Guess we'll see. I like it with the characters on the cover for this particular series. Most of my like romance stuff that I've been writing, working on, covers don't are more typograph and object based covers. So I'm not really sure. I will probably won't be doing many character based covers because I'm going to allow my own covers anyway for my other books. So we shall see. I'm not sure. Decisions. Being a self published author, decisions. Anyway, let's see what anybody say. Think good chat. So it reminds me of Rock the Boat, but I want the boat to stop rocking. Yeah, tell me about it. Also, the current trend of book covers is mostly typographic and y'all. I'm one of the objects and character based covers though. Yeah, I like. Oh, I could go either way. For all of them, really. Um, in fantasy, I tend to like character based covers. I could go with the not, but I'm fine with either one. Like I have so many types of books that I'm not against it. But definitely, you're right. Typograph is definitely like the craze right now, whatever. Oh, and I guess cozy covers, like cozy looking covers, no matter if it's like just romance or like I've seen a lot of those style covers, like cozy, like art style. I just purchased a book from J.K. Lambo, and hers is a romance. Uh, was it Confessions? I got it on my phone. It's good too. I've been reading that. Where is it? Culinary Confessions. So her that one's pretty good, and it's more like the cover is, how would you put it? More like, I would say like a fun art style. Yeah, Culinary Confessions. Yeah, I picked it up. I like the cover. I think it's cute. I do like the cover. That style cover seems to be quite popular with like contemporary romance and things along those lines. I noticed. So definitely seems to be a thing right now. It may be because I do kid projects for 9 to 12 and science fantasy. Yeah, that's possible. I mean, I come from my favorite genre is fantasy in general, and they always have like characters on the cover in most cases. Uh, you rather that be dragons or not. But they usually have some kind of characters on the cover, so I kind of come from like in liking that. Oh, and paranormal romance, it could go either way, to be honest. So, but I don't know. When it comes down to fantasy, I kind of like the character set. But I mean, I could go without characters on the cover. It's not a big deal for me. But genre matters, you know. Also, whatever the current trends are, can't always keep up with those either. Especially if you've released or have already did the cover by a certain point or some shit. You know, who knows? Yeah, Tornado Pest. Yep. I'm at the beginning of it, but I'm enjoying it. I think it's really good writing. I like the uh personality of the character. It's like very believable, very real world conversations. Like the conversations flow very well between the characters and very believable. You know, like people you talk to. So I really like that style. It's really cool. She's a good writer. I think it's the first thing I've read from Joanne. Joanne. She goes with Joanne Lambo on her for her author name for this. We know it's Jake. Jake, so, but yeah. All right. So I'm gonna get out of here. Um, if you want to catch me on another live stream, I will be here again on Tuesday evening at 6 Eastern Direct Time until about 8. I generally like to do 2 hours minimum for my streams. And then I'll be back here again Sunday. So it's just always going to be Tuesdays and Sundays right now. I did have a video released today. It's Lair the Mistress. It is the 4th Sunday of the month. And this one, the one particular that I just released is this one. Would You Love a Vampire? With the poem I wrote it's called Crimson Baptism. So if you got a couple minutes, it's about a minute. Is it like a minute and 50 seconds? If you got a minute to spare, just go on my channel and check it out. Give it a listen. Quick listen. But that's my usual series at the end of the month, Lair the Mistress. And I will see you on Tuesday if you have time to roll on by here in the evening, or next Sunday or something like that. Plus, I do have my 2 interviews coming up. So if you are in the mood to check those out, then do keep a lookout on my channel, because I will be sharing in my community posts the channels. One, again, is with Bookers and Purrs on the 28th. And then again with Rita Selenia on the 30th. And then I have a live stream I'm planning to do with SD Houston. We're just going to be doing some sprints or something, I think, and then talking about Caliostro here and there, like that. But yep. All right, Jocelyn. Good night. Good night, everyone. I'm going to be rolling out here myself. And yeah, it was good doing some more sprints. And I'll see you on Tuesday. Stay scared.